Hey there, welcome back to my channel. So today I have such an exciting video. I'm going to be doing a review on the entire Discovery set from Zodica Perfumery, and we're just going to get into every single sign. If you haven't subscribed already, don't forget to subscribe so you'll be notified every time I put out a new video. And let's just get straight into it. So I came across this brand just on social media. I'd seen a number of people that really weren't into perfume necessarily the way you and I are, but that had come across this range and that were into astrology and signs and all that stuff, and I was so intrigued. And it's an indie house, it's a small business, it's women-owned business, so I was already so intrigued. So I was so happy to get this Discovery set and to do this review for you guys. I actually asked for the Discovery set specifically rather than just getting Gemini, for example, which is my sign, so that it would be most helpful for you guys. I can give you reviews, I can just kind of go through everything. So this is what the Discovery set looks like. Comes packaged really beautifully, and then we have all of the notes and all the cards that have like the descriptions, and then small little samples of each and every sign. You can kind of decide which one you want just based on purely on the notes. You can decide if you want to get your sign. You can decide if you want to buy by season or by attraction. There's a whole lot of stuff to get into, so we're going to get into it. And I thought maybe the best way, other than obviously going through every single sign, would also be to kind of rate them out of 4. So 1 is not for me at all. 2 is okay, like it's nice. 3 is I like it, and 4 is like I love it, adore. And honestly, I was expecting out of 12 fragrances to have at least some that were 1. Like I thought there would be somewhat of an even spread, and in all honesty, there isn't a single fragrance in this pile that I would not wear. I liked all of them. So it's either going to be 2, 3s, and 4s. And there were so many 4s that I really had to try to organize them so it would work out. So we're going to get into them sign by sign, and then I will have all the details at the end as well. In the description box, I have the link to Zodica. It's not an affiliate link. It's literally just a link to the website, so you can check that out. And we will get into the cards and the fragrances right now. Okay, so we'll start right at the beginning of the Zodiac. I actually did a video where I chose fragrances based on my own collection and my feelings on each sign. So I did like a fragrance per Zodiac sign video on my channel several months back. But this company and the woman who runs it actually did a whole bunch of research, looked into it, and tried to, as much as possible, really match the kind of vibe and energy of each sign to a scent. And if you get the full bottles, which look so pretty, and now I really want a full bottle, they also have like a stone within the fragrance, like a couple of them that kind of matches like the energy and fragrance. So I really like it. You can just totally buy the fragrance that you actually love, and maybe it'll be ones that are, you know, within your attraction list, or it'll be your spouse's sign and not yours, or you can just buy your sign. So we are going to start off with Aries. And Aries, I will mention obviously what's in the fragrance and then the rating out of 4. So Aries is sparks, life, spice, each minute an hour, energy, and trance, fire, power. So this one kind of, these little cards have what it is about the sign. So fire starter Aries jumps into each day with bold determination and drive. And there's a whole lot of information on the back as well. And then we can look also on these cards, this other one, to see what's actually in it. So Aries is very much cinnamon, amber, cedarwood, and the word that she associated with it is energy. And I completely agree with that. I feel like every Aries in my life is so energetic, and I absolutely really like do well with Aries in my life. So this one I adore. This one was an easy 4 for me. It was an easy 4 out of 4. It was just a complete love. I feel like I didn't get a whole lot of cinnamon. I got so much of like a warm amber, but like not too dirty, like a clean amber. Oh my God, I absolutely loved this one. It was such an easy first fragrance to adore. And I was happy because it made sense in terms of like Gemini, Aries, and Sagittarius are usually the ones that do the best with one another. And oh my God, this is just so beautiful. It's super ambery, and the cinnamon, I don't find, at least on my skin, it really overpowers it at all. And it's slightly woody, not too sweet, but not too, like, it's not bitter or super rich. Oh, I love it. I absolutely love it. So that's Aries, an easy 4 out of 4 for me. I really do recommend this one. This is like, when I say 4, I feel like it's full bottle worthy, guaranteed. So for any Aries watching, if you love ambery, warm, clean, woody fragrances, this is amazing, and I totally recommend Aries. So then we move on to Taurus, the second sign. And Taurus, again, you can see on the slip, she said the decadent Taurus patiently strives to create a beautiful life. And in terms of notes, you guys, I really, again, love this one. This was indeed another 4 for me. Now, let me just find it over here on this slip. It has muguet, heliotrope, sandalwood. I remember this one also has iris, and the word she associated with Taurus was beauty. Oh, I adore this one. It's got such a beautiful iris heliotrope mix with some white amber in there. It's stunning. It's a little bit lighter of an amber than Aries. I feel like Aries was a darker amber. It had kind of like a tobacco floral, dark floral feel to it. This is a lighter white amber, not too rich, but it just has that slight resinousness. And such beautiful iris heliotrope. Again, not too floral either, or not too powdery either, because I know that's not everybody's jam, but I just absolutely love Taurus. That was another 4 for me, guaranteed. And then we move to the third one, which is Gemini, which is actually my sign. And Gemini, she had said, was cheerful Gemini brightens everywhere they go. And in terms of notes, what is in the Gemini is orange, mimosa flower, and teakwood. And this one I thought was a 3. I liked it. I definitely like it. Don't get me wrong. It is a really interesting take on mimosa. I find that I love mimosa, but sometimes in the way that Love Mimosa by Amouage, it can get too like itchy powdery, which I almost never feel. I'm actually going to spray this one because I do like it. This one, maybe it's because of the orange in it, but oh my God, I really do like it. And it doesn't have that like itchy powderiness that happens with mimosa sometimes, but this is a really beautiful, like slightly citrusy, bright, sunny. I feel like this makes me think of like yellow and orange colors. It's really nice. I do like it. I really do like it. But there were fragrances that I thought really stood out to me, and they were 4, so I had to make this one a 3. But don't get me wrong, I really do like this one, and I think the stone in Gemini is actually a yellow or orange. It just like, it's very bright. I feel like it's very sunny and smiley, and I guess she did say cheerful. It does smell like a very cheerful and bright fragrance, which is really nice. It also gives me slight Lush vibes, which I always love, of course. Then we move on to Cancer, and for Cancer, she had said, lovely Cancer leads with their heart. They nurture gently and love hard, which is very true of the Cancers I've had in my life. They're just all heart. And this Cancer had plum, water lily, and rose. And I found with Cancer, it also had an iris that wasn't too irisy. I think if they also said there was some violet in there, again, I didn't find it was too violet, but it's a lot of rose and sandalwood. And the rose and sandalwood, oh, they're so beautiful. I feel like this evokes very like fuchsia pink colors for me. I'm not sure of the color of the stone on this one, but This was an immediate 4. I mean, this was one with notes like violet, iris, rose, and sandalwood. It kind of went without saying, but it's still interesting. I feel like even though I've got a whole bunch of rose fragrances, this doesn't smell like my other rose fragrances. And I could easily have this as part of my collection and still feel like it's bringing something new to the table. So definitely, definitely love Cancer. I'm noticing right now we're getting to a lot of my 4s, but I promise there's some 2s and 3s in there. It's just these ones, I could not lie. They're amazing. I really, really want a full bottle of that one as well. Then we move on to the next one, which is Leo. And Leo, she said, glamorous Leo shines unlike any other. And they are all about, oh, this one really was nice as well. They're all about being out there and adventurous and in the spotlight. And it had honeysuckle, gardenia, and mandarin. And all of them have like a freshness to them. Even the ambery ones have like a freshness to it that I really, really, really enjoy. And Leo had jasmine, which I really liked. And again, it was just like the jasmine, the gardenia, the florals just stood out to me. It was easily a fragrance I could notice was beautiful and that I wouldn't feel like immediately I have something in my collection. With the notes, again, I was like, oh, this might just be lovely and totally up my alley, but too similar to something, and I didn't feel that way about this one. This one, again, just completely blew me away, and I had to put Leo in the 4 category. I had to give it a 4 out of 4 because it's just like, it's so beautiful and floral without being heady but not being watery. I feel like it really toes the balance beautifully. And she on her website, Zodica on her website also divides the fragrances by season. And I remember when I was looking at them, my favorite season's spring. A lot of the fragrances that I liked, all of them actually, were in the spring category, spring and summer, which makes total sense to me. There isn't something about this that actually reminds me of like a camp counselor I had when I was so young, and she smelled like this. It's like fresh and clean, but it's distinctly floral. And yeah, I really, really do love Leo. Every time I smell it, I think maybe it should be a 3. Like, how interesting can it be? But Leo definitely has to stay in category 4. So then we move on to Virgo, and Virgo is an earth sign, and Geminis are air signs, and usually air doesn't do well with earth and water and does really well with fire. And I feel like she even nailed this on the head, because this one we reach our first 2, and honestly, as I'm smelling it, I just didn't want to put everything in 3 and 4, but Virgo was described as polished. Virgo is the definition of flawless, and I'm pretty sure I remembered why I put this as a 2 was because there was apple, magnolia, and sandalwood, and the word for this one was grace. Sorry, I don't think I said all the other ones. Gemini was harmony, Cancer was love, Leo was happiness, and Virgo is grace. And I like this. Don't get me wrong, it's not a 1, but the reason I put it as a 2 is because it smells very much like it could be an Escada fragrance. And if you love Escada, all the more power to you. It smells like a slightly more elevated Escada fragrance, and fruity fragrances are not always my go-to. However, this has a lot more, it's grounded in a lot more florals, and I think like maybe like sandalwood or something. Yeah, sandalwood. But there is definitely fruitiness to it, and it's the first fragrance in the list that I got to that I was like, yes, this really reminds me of Escada-like fragrances, which a lot of people love. But in general, if I had to put something, it would be something more fruity. So Virgo, if you are into fruity florals and you really feel like you've always had pretty good luck with Escada fragrances, then I would definitely recommend Virgo. Then we move on to Libra. And Libra was the charming Libra. It's all about good vibes. So Libra has, and we'll pull it up here, Brazilian mango, white peach, and freesia. I remember this one. I put this one in 3, and it was a close 4, but the reason I really, really love this is because it's got white peach and Bellini. And it really does smell like a frozen Bellini. And frozen Bellinis, or Bellinis in general, are my favorite drink, like my favorite alcoholic drink. I adore peach schnapps. Anything with peach schnapps, I'm all about. And like synthetic peachy scents, I'm really, really into. This is kind of like a 3.5. The only reason, again, I had to put it in 3 is because Aries and Taurus, like the ambery ones, blew me away so much. They were so immediately 4s that this one I feel like I would wear less often, but I like just as much, if that makes any sense. I feel like there's way more days in a year that I would wear something with like that white amber Taurus or that darker amber tobacco flower Aries than I would wear this like peach schnapps, white peach, mango type fragrance. And if I'm gonna go fruity, then I go fruity this way before I would ever go apple scented stuff. I'm not a huge fan of the apple note. This is the kind of fruity that I like. So it's like a 3.5. I love Libra. Libra is an air sign, so again, it kind of made sense that I would really vibe with this one. But if you're a Libra, or if you also enjoy Bellini as a drink or peach, like synthetic peach smelling things, oh my God, Libra is for you. So then we move on to Scorpio. And for Scorpio, it was Mysterious Scorpio has an intensity you can't resist. And she had a whole lot more descriptions. I'm just reading the first sentence to kind of give you guys the vibe. But if you're interested, definitely check out the website because there's full in-depth descriptions. And this one, we'll check the notes together. I'm just reminding myself of Scorpio. It has ylang ylang, patchouli, and oak moss. The word for this one was passion. And I remember there's like rose and tuberose. It was definitely more floral than just those 3 notes. The reason I put this one in 2, and the reason, I'm just going to remind myself again, put this on. Yeah, it didn't smell like flower bomb to me. Don't get me wrong. It doesn't smell like flower bomb. But I feel like this was the first and only fragrance in the entire collection that I felt like I had smelled in one way, shape, or form in my collection. Not flower bomb. At first I thought it was flower bomb, and it's not. But it's definitely like a cocktail of florals, and it's beautiful, so I like it, and I'd easily wear it. But it's the only one that I thought was not as unique as the other ones, and that I'd smelled in so many other fragrances that kind of have that composition. I think if you are a Scorpio and you like the notes, you will definitely love it, and you'll love the bottle, and you might not have this in your collection, but when you have however many perfume bottles I now have, it gets more and more rare to run into something that can actually surprise you even a little bit. And this one stood out from all the 12 of being the one that surprised me the least. It's totally wearable, very feminine, beautiful floral, but in general, it's definitely one that I thought was kind of more of that. And the tuberose in that is in no way like bubblegum or creamy, which is what I usually prefer with my tuberose. So do with that what you will. And then the next one is Sagittarius, and this one's straight shooting Sagittarius lives the gypsy life. And that again is very true for the Sagittarius in my life. The word for this one is adventure, sweet berries, vanilla spice, and dark musk. And this one was another, I think I marked it here as a 2. I feel like it's a 2.53. Yeah, this one, now I'm smelling it, I really do like it. I'm going to spray it here, but yeah, okay, it's the red berry vanilla. This could also be like an Escada type fragrance. It's not a vanilla that bothers me. It's not a rich vanilla at all, but it could definitely be, it's very youthful. I think that's what it is. This is a very youthful fragrance, and I feel like it's a little bit young for my taste, but it's still something I'd wear. So I wouldn't say it's a 1. All of these are fragrances I'd wear, but it's a 2 out of 4. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel about it. It's very red berries. I'm also not always a red berries person. Like, I feel like everyone loved Fantasy by Britney Spears and I didn't. And I'm not saying this smells like that, but if you've liked Fantasy, I feel like you would like this. It's a very youthful berry type fragrance. So that is Sagittarius. All right, so the next one we get to is Capricorn. And Capricorn's description was fearless Capricorn is a born leader who has earned their bragging rights. And Capricorn was described as being Japanese yuzu, green sage, and lavender. And their word was hustle. And I feel like I remember liking this one. This one was 3. And this one was a very reminiscent, like, of your, this one is like a 3.5 too. This is very reminiscent of like Southern Europe. I feel like Spain, Italy, even kind of Greece, but definitely Spain and Italy. The kind of fragrance that would easily cut through heat, but it's not too, like, it's not an astringent sour citrus, but it's definitely citrusy. And it's clean without being like laundry detergent clean. I really did like this one. This one might be a 4. It's like 3.5. Any fragrance that reminds me of Southern Europe and just my time in Spain. Yeah, this is definitely a 3.5 as well. It's so, so beautiful. And I feel like a perfect summer fragrance because it's just clean enough where if you're really hot and sweaty, you don't want something that's obviously going to like bog you down. And it's citrusy enough to cut through heat, but it's not a sour citrus. I know that some people aren't a fan of citruses like Tiazora by Guerlain, which is very, very citrusy. I love it. This is more of like a sweet lemon yuzu type citrus. Yeah, love that. Then second last, we get to Aquarius. And Aquarius is described as freedom-loving Aquarius radiates light, captivating others with an endless, bright mind. And it was described as having verbena, cardamom, and white fir. So here, this one was so beautiful. This one was an immediate 4. I remember, I feel like I want to spray it up here so I don't mix it up with, this is such a beautiful one. This one was immediate 4 for me. I just felt like I completely vibed with this fragrance. It just matched my whole vibe in terms of like what I was looking for. It had Lily of the Valley, but that can sometimes not be my jam. It had verbena. It was fresh. It was clean. It was just floral enough. It was a really good, safe, like middle of the road fragrance, but it wasn't so predictable where you'd feel like, oh my God, I'd smelled this a million times before. It completely, like, it was a love at first sight kind of fragrance with Aquarius. So definitely do recommend that for any of you who are either Aquarius or love that kind of beautiful mix of citrus and florals. And I love verbena. I mean, it kind of gave me a little bit of the feel of L'Occitane. L'Occitane has a beautiful verbena. It gives me a little bit of that. I can say that if you like that, you might like this, but it's not a dupe or anything. This I feel like is a little more floral and a little more sweet. The verbena from L'Occitane is a lot more of like a true verbena, and it's much more citrus green. And then finally we have Pisces. So ethereal Pisces floats in a world where time is lost and dreams are lived. And with this one, Pisces was with neroli, cyclamen, and light musk. And this was one also that I felt like it had some pear in there. I gave this one a 3. I did really like it. It was the kinds of 3 where I was like, it's not a 4 because it didn't jump out as being like, oh my God, I'm in love. I can't imagine not smelling this. But it is nice. I think the thing that knocked it down for me is the pear. I'm not a huge fan of pear in fragrance, but I like the kind of muskiness that shows up a little bit later, not in the opening at all. And I don't get a lot of neroli in this, I will say. Yeah, it's nice. It's just got a lot of pear. It's again a little more youthful, and I feel like I would give it like a 2 or 3, as I say. So yeah, that was the full range of Zodica fragrances. I hope that was helpful for you. I hope that you will check out the website and see if it's to your fancy. And as you guys saw, sometimes it's not, you know, Gemini was definitely like a 3.5 for me, and I'm a Gemini, but there were a bunch of other signs that actually ended up being totally my jam. So you can get the Discovery set. I think she has also like smaller decant size ones, and then obviously the full bottles that are super, super beautiful. So definitely check it out. Let me know what you guys think in the description box or in the comments below. Let me know your signs, which one you guess you would be more into. And as always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, and I'll see you next time. Bye!